Welcome to the Surety Strategy Channel. I'm Tracey and today's episode is Surety Bonding 101. Let's get started. So, you've decided that you want to be in the government construction revenue stream. I love that idea. Let's get ready to get in that stream. As you are making that decision, there are 4 things that you need to know about surety bonding. And you don't need to know them way out into the future of this decision. It's better that you know them right now when you're making up your mind that I am going to do government construction contracting, or I'm already in that space and I'm going to do more government construction contracting. So, 4 points. Number 1, bonding is your future because it's the law. The federal law that requires bonding is called the Miller Act. So if you're going to be in a construction project and it's going to be funded with federal tax dollars, you can expect at $30,000 you're going to have to post a payment bond. You can expect at $150,000 in contract value, you're going to have to post a performance bond and a payment bond. It's not going to be negotiable. You're not going to be able to ask them to waive it, or I should say this, you can ask them to waive it, but the answer is no. And the reason is no is because it is the law. If taxpayer dollars are going to be used for construction, bonds are required. The payment bond guarantees that all suppliers and vendors on government work and labor are paid. And the reason a bond is necessary is because in this space, a supplier or vendor or laborer cannot place a lien on public property. They can't lien a school. They can't lien a courthouse. They can't lien a road. So their protection is in the payment bond. The reason a performance bond is necessary is because if the taxpayers agree to be taxed and they say, we need a new school or we need our roads renovated or repaired, they actually want the road that they agreed to be taxed for. Well, yeah, they actually want that new school in their neighborhood. They want that VA hospital to be built. So the performance bond says, in the event you or your company doesn't perform, doesn't deliver the hospital, something comes up and you're unable to finish the work, the government has the right to call the bonding company, and the bonding company has the obligation to finish that work, to perform the remaining terms of that contract. Okay? So you want to be in this revenue stream? Bonds are the law. So we got that part under our belt. So Tracey, how do we get a bond? Or how do we get ready to get a bond? Excellent. Number 2, first thing, it's not like insurance. So you are not going to call up an insurance agent and be like, I need to get a bond today, right? Can you give me a quote today? No. It's sold by insurance agents and written by insurance carriers. However, bonding is a lot closer to banking, a lot closer to qualifying for, say, a working capital line of credit, an equipment loan, a mortgage. Yeah, you got to be transparent. You got to supply documents. There's some tools out there right now that make it easy for you. But if you're planning to be in this revenue stream over time and you're planning to grow your business, which is what this channel is about, get ready for the whole full disclosure piece, because that's where we're headed. So, the third point that you need to know is the surety bonding requires indemnification. I'm going to say that again. Surety bonding requires indemnification. Yeah. What that really means is if you decide that you want to benefit from this revenue stream, you're the one that's taking the risk. You are not transferring that risk to the bonding company. Nah, bonding company is like, you're gonna do this thing, you're gonna do it well, you're gonna become a force to be reckoned with. We recommend you minimize your risk by running a tight ship. In the event you don't, and you cause payment claims because you don't pay suppliers or vendors or laborers properly, or you give birth to performance bond claims because something happens on the project that should not have happened, you're the one that's going to absorb the risk. Who's going to sign the indemnity agreement? Because for those of you that are a corporation and you're thinking there's some shield to keep you from being exposed, welcome to the real world. Surety bonding requires corporate or business indemnity, plus the personal indemnity of all owners of 10% or greater. Spousal indemnity, trust indemnity becomes an issue. Affiliated companies may also have to indemnify. What the bonding company is after is a commitment. They are trying to figure out how serious you are about taking your business into this revenue stream. Have you planned it out? Have you thought about it? Do you have a strategy for it? If you do, then signing the indemnity agreement should not make you afraid, because you already know you're going to pay all your bills, you're going to pay all your suppliers, you're going to pay your employees correctly. You already know that you can perform this work. You're not going to pursue work that you can't perform. You're going to deliver it according to plans and specs, and you do top-notch work. Because that commitment is in place, you signed, your spouse signed. The bonding company says, because you back your company, I'll back your company also. So 3 points. You want to be in this space required by law. It's not like insurance. It requires work, like a mortgage, qualification. Indemnification is required. If I cause a loss, I gotta expect to be asked to pay that back. And fourth is qualification itself. The qualification process in general is based on what we like to call the 3 C's of surety. One of the C's is capacity. What is your company capable of? What have you done in the past? Do you do projects in the $250,000 area, or most of your projects $75,000 or so? Or maybe you're doing projects that are $1 million. Where do you do this work? Are you doing it on the East Coast? Are you doing it on the West Coast? Are you doing it in states that are wet, states that are desert-like? What is your staff like? What is their experience? What type of equipment do you have? What kind of training? What kind of accounting department do you have? All of those things talk about the capacity, the true capacity of your business. Another area that surety companies look at is capital. Everybody wants to know, do you have the funding necessary to get this job done? Do you have the money necessary to fund this project, plus all of the other work that you have going on, right? You need to have enough. What if a draw is just delayed an extra 30 days? Are you going to be okay? Do you have a working capital line of credit that you can tap into if you need it? And then the last C is character. If the bonding company does a reference check to find out what you're about, if you're really one of those companies that stands behind its work, that delivers on its promises, what will they find if they go to check out your contractor's license with the regulatory board? Will they find things there? When they pull your personal credit, will it send messages that you're responsible, or that maybe not so much so? If they were to call other contractors that you've worked with, or other suppliers or vendors, what would they hear? Bonding companies are looking to write good construction contractors that have capacity, that understand what their sweet spot is, right? They're looking to write contractors that have adequate funding, and they really want to write contractors that have integrity. What do you stand for? Now that you've gotten this intro to bonding, and you know it's the law, you know it's not something you can just call up because it's not like insurance, you know you're going to have to put yourself at risk by indemnifying, and you know the 3 C's that help you qualify: capacity, capital, and character. You are right where you need to be to get started in this process, or to take what you know about bonding and level up. Thank you for choosing the Surety Strategy channel. Subscribe, like, comment, send me an email if you would like to see the opportunity worksheet that goes with this. I'm going to ask a question or two about this information. I want you to answer it, get it back to me. I'm going to send you some feedback. And I encourage you, stay tuned for Surety Bonding 101 Part 2, because there's a little more that we need to get into when it comes to the 3 C's of surety. Thanks for watching. See you next time.